Johnny London here once again, and today you join me in a place called Ware. It's on the eastern side of Hertfordshire, and it's a place I know from my boating days. It was about 9 years ago when I was passing through this neck of the woods, and I did a few walks while I was here. Today I'm going to revisit one of those walks. It's an 8.8 mile circular, so why don't you join me? As usual, this walk is available for free from my Outdoor Active page, link in the description. Well, perhaps it does look a tad built up at the moment, but I can see some greenery over in the distance. This is actually a cracking little town, in and of itself worth an afternoon's visit. I haven't checked it out yet today, but we should be able to have a look at a bit of the high street as I come through and circle back on myself towards the end of the walk. In the meantime, let's have a quick look at this. Yes, it's my old friend, the River Lee. Well, I couldn't resist a slight off the route detour to have a look at my old haunts, my old stomping ground. Of course, I was moored right there and in many other places along this stretch. But let's get back to the walk. If you're in need of provisions, this is your last chance. Well, there's a Tesco on the high street if you want to get a good stock up of provisions. Otherwise, you could chance your arm in there, and I'm parked just over to my left there. There are various streets around it should be able to just about squeeze into. Already, we begin to move away from the street and a bit closer to nature. This pleasant little path follows the road all the way uphill. I believe in the distance there I can just see the 3 chimneys that I did on my Stansted Abbot walk. We keep right here. This track brings us out past some houses and onto the main road. After crossing over, it's straight into open fields. That's better. Finally, I'm in the countryside proper. We veer left here and through a wooded track. Before rejoining the main track. Certainly no shortage of low-flying aircrafts around here. Of course, we've got Stansted, haven't we? little bit of rain about now, light shower, typical British weather, but I'm sure it'll come out sunny in a minute. Or then again, maybe not. Well, I've just ignored my own directions and gone off that lane in the wrong way, and it's tipping it down now as well, so I'm going to wait it out for 5 minutes. That's the way I meant to go, not that. Do you know, I've got a fair bit to do, so I think I'll just crack on. This is for us. That would have been nice, were it not soaking wet. Well, it just so happens the most exposed part of the walk. Of course, I'm getting soaked now, got a waterproof, but not ideal. I soldier on. The weather doesn't seem to be affecting them. These are nice to see, bit of colour. So if you fancy taking the slightly shorter route through the woods, it's that way. Me, I'll keep going. Well, I don't know what happened to a few light showers interspersed with a bit of sunshine peeking through. It's been mostly wet so far this afternoon, but that does nothing to detract from the beauty of this walk. This is a lovely area. There's some cracking views across the fields, and there's some interesting bits of woodlands and trails to break things up. So it might not be looking quite its best today, but it is still an absolute cracker. I pause for a moment to admire the views, and I take this 360-degree panorama. Oh, for a bit of sun. Well, I couldn't resist getting a few. They were rather well entwined with the stinging nettles though, so just a portion for now. Nice view there. Not a navigable waterway. Well, I'm just following along by that little stream for the moment. Very picturesque it is too. Well, I was hoping to find a little dry nook somewhere so that I could sit down and have my refreshments. No chance of that today, I'm afraid. So I'm under the shelter of the trees here, and I've actually got a view of the little stream, so it could be a lot worse. And of course, the old cheese and marmite to the rescue. No danger of running out of that today. The little stream is easily coping with the rain. Somewhat refreshed, I'm on my way again. This is something of a high point. And it's literally all downhill from here. Well, there we go. I knew that good weather was just around the corner, and here it is. Lovely and dry and warm and peaceful now as I begin the sort of descent back towards the town. I've still got a way to go yet, but some very nice views opening out in front of me. Normal service has been resumed. Civilization beckons. Well, like all my favourite walks, this one is gently leading me back into civilization via some park pathways and some alleyways and some snickets. It won't be too long at all now before I get to Ware itself. Ware? just coming up to the high street now. I have to apologise to you if my picture is getting fainter and blurrier. I do think some water might have gotten into the phone this afternoon. As I said earlier, Ware really is a nice little place. You could do a lot worse than having yourself a leisurely afternoon in the town. Well, here I am, truly at my starting point. Now, my last walk was a tad on the hot side. This time, well, typical British weather. It's been rather damp and rainy, hasn't it? But you know what? You can't keep a good walk down. So if you come and do this one, well, I hope that you enjoy it. I certainly did. See you next time.